So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. Be comfortable with yourself and relax your body. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound, and while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic information for yourself to develop your own spiritual path. So, it's always you have to remember each and everyone life itself differs according to their own experience. But at the same time, we all go through the same kind of natural pattern, natural behavior. And when it comes to human world, we all depend on the condition of mind. Even though we perceive different kind of perception, we have different kind of point of views, we have different kind of point of reference, and we have different kind of preconditioned mind, we have different kind of predetermination, but still this all based with the mind. So that's why rather than go with the outside details, if you are capable to go into the very core level of structure of the mind or the behavior, then you can recognize how this system works. and the physical the same. Even though with the colors or with the height or the weight, the shape, we are different. But underneath this skin, there is some kind of format. It works for all the human beings. So rather than stuck on this skin or the color or the shape or the pattern or the gender, if you go beyond the skin and recognize what is the nature of the body, then you are capable to go into the very fundamental level of this human structure. And then when it comes to the outside world, we live in different areas, in different environment, and with the different kind of material things. But if you are capable to go to the very depth of the very foundation, very fundamental level of this, all the material things, it all come out of the same source. And we live in different time periods. And when it comes to each and everybody, according to their age category, they experience different kind of timeline. But still, if you go to the depth of that time, then you will recognize we all experience the same 24-hour time period. There is no, like a million years ago, there was no kind of like a 1 minute beyond the 60 second. This chronological measurements everywhere are the same, and according to this planet. So then just imagine within another 100 years, another person come to this world. So that person not going to have a longer minute or longer hour than you. So then fundamentally we all in the same kind of timeline. Fundamentally we all in the same kind of material structure. And fundamentally we all are same kind of physical and mental structure. So recognizing the Dhamma means you go beyond your personal limits and understand that basic level of fundamental structure. Once you recognize that, it will help you to become a little bit more open, and you are capable to see more deeper, rather than holding or clinging or grasping to me, my mind like that, to your own feelings or your own thoughts or your own concept or your own ideas. You are more capable to understand things very fundamental level. So that is what very necessary for all of us to get out of this mental prison. So for that, just by thinking itself sometimes not work. So we need some kind of energy, we need some kind of strength beyond our thought capacity. So how you can generate that energy in you? So that is where you neutralize all the thoughts and come to tranquility state. Because once you come to tranquility state, there is a different kind of energy start to govern your body. So in this very level, your body governed by thoughts. So that the thoughts itself create emotions, desires, and it always push us towards forward. Another thing is it's kind of the mind is projecting towards future, to grasping or the clinging something. We always go towards something. 24/7 when we wake up, we are already go beyond the day. When we go to sleep, we already go beyond the night. Just think a little bit. And sometimes we are already ahead from a week or from a month or from a year. So then where you are located, how you can catch this chronological timeline, in which place you are settled upon, because in your mind, maybe you go to sleep thinking what to do tomorrow morning. So then your mind already passed the night. And what is the meaning of sleeping? What is the meaning of you go through the night? So this goes sometimes beyond our death. Sometimes it's like we are dreaming, we are planning ahead. So then when you just imagine, when you plan ahead your death, even just maybe you want to go to heaven, or maybe you want to have a supernatural life, then you already lose this life. You already gone from this life. If you already gone from this point, you just belong to the dream world. So understanding this little by little, give you some kind of clarity to inside you. So we are living in this thought patterns, we are in this thought world, imagination, illusion, our own creation. You are creating your world, your imagination create your world. You are creator, your own world. So what you imagine, it doesn't matter good or bad. It doesn't matter based with the fear or the happiness. Somehow, whatever you imagine, you will experience in your life. So it is a kind of like energy can generate something. That generate that energy, that creation, that creativity, build up your samsara, your journey, your future. But when it comes to transformation or the liberation, is a different kind of method. Rather than creating some kind of energy by visualizing, dreaming names and form towards the future, depend on your past experience. Now you are capable, you can settle down, let the mind to be mind, let the body to be body, let the environment to be environment. So in that very level, what happens? The mind start to tune to its own natural rhythm. The body start to settle down with that, nature start to settle down with itself. So in that way, rather than creating something, now you start to merge with the energy that already happening with you. So that's why when we observe the inhalation, exhalation, we don't interfere. We just observe its natural process. So that clarity, that understanding, that lesson will take you deeper into understand how this body happen itself and how the mind happen itself and how this nature happens itself. And once you are capable to see this, there is something very brand new. Wisdom can catch. You can experience something to the very first time in your life. What is that? There is something happens in you beyond your thoughts. Even you can't imagine it, because if you can imagine it, it belongs to thoughts. You can experience it only by just being in the moment. There is no any other way. There is no by listening or to Dhamma or listening to any other talks or reading books or thinking. There's no way you can catch that experience. How you can catch it? Let go all the activities, bodily, verbally, mentally activities, and just observe it. And once you experience that, in that very moment, what happens? Your mind start to shift to different level of energy. Now your mind interfere with the thinking patterns, thinking. So the thoughts generate the energy. The body also depend on that. And that's why when it comes to sympathetic nerve system, parasympathetic nerve system, that is the very fundamentally, very core level of your physical structure, nerve system, that both work according to the natural process. But even though it's work for the natural process, what happens deeply, your nerve system connected to your lungs. That's mean the breathing. So the lungs has a deeper relationship with your brain. So according to the thoughts, what happens, the way your lungs open can change. Just imagine if you are fearful, if you are afraid for something, it's come with your thought patterns and it deeply affect for your lungs. And maybe you forget to breathe. It happened through the connection of the brain and the lungs. And once it happened like that, the whole nerve system start to react to that. So while now you are watching this and thinking what happened underneath this skin, your brain react to your lungs and the lungs react to your brain, and through that whole your nerve system work in different ways. So just imagine then when the thoughts change, and according to that, what happens? That the rhythm of the lungs and the rhythm of the vibration, the energy that we create in our body change. So through the meditation, in a certain level, tranquility meditation, allow your mind, your brain to settle down itself. So then what happens? Then the lungs start to catch the very natural rhythm of itself. And the energy, the breathing start to flow naturally itself. And the nerve system, then sympathetic nerve system, parasympathetic nerve system, before you practice tranquility meditation, it used to respond to your deeper thoughts. But now it's not responding to deeper thoughts level. It settled down itself. It start to respond to the natural rhythm of the breathing and the body vibration. So then what happens? You shift to different level. Because even though you don't think, that when you think and generate energy, the entire your energy that you create, you generate, become different. The very reason for that, so far, if you look very carefully, you are not a free person. You can't think freely. You can't think yourself independently. If each and everyone take a moment and back up from your own space and look very carefully, you have so many emotional bonds, barriers. You already have emotional agreements within yourself, with your own deeper feelings, with your own deeper past experience, and with your own deeper kind of like pain, fear, unsatisfaction, desire, wanting your own happiness or the joy. And you have many, many emotional bonds, agreements. It's within you. And that's why sometimes just by yourself, you just try to find that. Maybe with the eating, or maybe sleeping, or even just lying down yourself. So you already have certain things. If you look very carefully every day, you are naturally performing it. You are naturally responding to that. You have no idea. If you don't do it, you feel kind of like you miss something in your life. But there is not like that. Your life already happens. But still, you don't feel comfortable. That is the very nature of this emotional bond. We always need that, need that, need that. And yourself, you have that, and at the same time, we have emotional bonds or the agreements with others. You feed into your own emotions through others, and others eating you for their emotional, this a deeper hunger. It's very difficult to, because from the birth, as human beings, we try to be with each other, and we have so much this emotional hunger. And that's why when it comes to the world today, look at the machines and technology and the computers. More than the human in the world, there are cell phones. More than the world populations, we have registered cell phone in the world. That means sometimes some people use 2 cell phones or 3. And every year, the people use the tablets or the computer, becoming more and more higher. So that means that the people keep connecting. So through that connections, what we try to do most of times, we trying to feed ourselves for our deeper emotions. So no one can stop it. It always happens. So then what you can do? Because somehow you need the food. You need that emotions to eat something. You can't just keep it kind of like hungry. Then it's going to go wild, go crazy. Emotionally, if the person become hungry, things can go so worst. The people can become so mad, especially the people whoever eat or whoever feed for your emotions, they are very close to you. When they don't get enough feed from you, or if you don't get enough feed from them, the both sides can become enemies. And even the United Nations can't come to the middle of that. Can't do that. But both going to suffer. So then, important thing, it doesn't matter you are the husband, wife, or the children, parents, brothers, sisters, or the neighbors, or the friends or the partners. You have to be very careful to have that emotional agreements. You have to be very careful yourself to feed for your own emotions through others. And you have to be very careful when other people eat you for their emotional hunger. That's another way that's you becoming wise. Because otherwise, sometimes your life will wash away, because we have very limited time. So in this very limited time, how you can, while you having your life and giving something good for you and sharing something good for others, how you can uplift your life, because you don't want to be the same. So it is a great challenge for you. So that all happen not because of other people. That all happens because of deeper in you. It starts with your thoughts. So that's why tranquility meditation, tranquilizing is a very important part in you. So for that, what you can do a very basic principle exercise. Like a first minute of every hour. Or maybe you can select 1 minute. Anytime per day. And you develop the very solitude nature within your physical, mental, emotional behavior. You completely become silence, unmovable, and not to react to anything. 1 minute. So in that 1 minute, you are tuned to this natural energy that happens in you with your body, mind, environment. Just imagine 1 minute per every 1 minute per year, 1 hour. If you can do that, what happens? You start to feed something to your own physical, mental structure, rather than that the emotional behavior. So little by little, when you become stronger with that little food you feed with the mindfulness or the solitude, by the time you expand that capacity, maybe by the time when you are emotionally high, when you're going to have emotional agreement, that 1 minute going to become help for you. So that's why. So it's kind of like sometimes you'll see the agreements may be 10, 20 pages. Maybe 1,000 letters, if you count, 1,000 words in that agreement. But that all the agreements can validate by only 1 word. Few single letters. That's mean your signature and the date. So solitude also like that. It doesn't matter whatever that you develop in you. If you develop a very conscious way to be yourself and allow everything to settle down a little bit, it helps you to shift. That shift is huge. So little by little, you can practice this. So then always remember, finding freedom doesn't mean that the physically you just find a way yourself to be somewhere. Maybe it also part of your emotional agreement. But when you withdraw from your emotional bond, that is where deeply your mind start to become very clear. And the nature also the same. So look at this nature, always it's moving, it's moving, it's moving. And it moving, it become new. But ourselves, we move, but we can't catch that newness. We move, but we move and repeating the same. Maybe 10 years back, when you have a conversation with your husband, wife, the same thing comes. After 10 years, when you get mad with your husband or wife or children or the friends, when you have arguments, the same things they say and you also say. Same thing. And sometimes you go to places, you do the same thing. And sometimes you meet the new people, you say the same thing. And you get the same thing. So like that, we can't understand how to catch this newness. Rather than finding the newness, most of time, when the new environment, new moments come, we take the advantage out of that newness and we repeat. So that's why it is up to you. Sometimes you keep repeat because you didn't suffer enough. You didn't have the pain enough. And you didn't have the happiness enough. You didn't have the joy enough. That is why you keep repeating. It doesn't matter pain or pleasure. If you head to the highest level, from that point, you're not going to repeat that. So that is the very nature of itself, samsara. But don't allow nature to give that lesson to you. We are more capable to understand this. It's not just by thinking, it's by having the self-experience. So that's why practicing this kind of things will help you to become deeply matured, rather than the nature make you matured. So it doesn't matter you practice this or not. By the time, culture, the society, environment will put certain conditions on you and it will culture you. And you're going to have some kind of behavior like that. But there is an option for you. There is a choice for you. Don't wait for that. Don't wait for that moment. So you are so capable to understand the very core level of a structure, very fundamental level of structure of this all. And by observing inhalation, exhalation, how you can gain this? The very first thing, just allow things to be as it is. Everything. And from that point, you create you break through this pattern and you come to see things as it is. Once you see things as it is, you can take anything from any moment, from any experience. That anything, whatever you take as primary mental object to observe, fundamentally you will see change. And out of any experience, whatever you take, fundamentally you see only one thing, that is change. There is nothing beyond the change. Whatever you find, and if you look, observe it a little bit, you will see it change. And beyond that change, why this change happens? How this change happened? Where the energy generate for the change? Emptiness. There is something empty. That emptiness invite for all the energy to move. But maybe you can't find it. You can't see that. We can't see this, the emptiness on the skin physically, materially. We can't see the emptiness sometimes with these material things. But there is some emptiness there. There is nothing exists without that empty space. How simple it is, how beautiful it is, and how deep it is. So then yourself, how you can recognize? Because everything that you experience as you, that you appear, this is how you can gain that knowledge, wisdom, that this you, that experience as a body, mind, this everything, it appeared, it exists because it's changed because of the emptiness. How you can know that? So start to observe little by little. Whatever you find, go deeper into it. And whatever you find there, and go deeper. Is it the only thing? And go deeper. This is the end, go deeper. This is the end, then you will see. But you have no intention to go deeper. So then how are you going to see the depth? It's not going to appear itself and show you. So then whatever comes to your mind or whatever you focus, observe deeper, then you will see that emptiness. Only thing is, to go like that deeper, you have to have some kind of mental strength. So out of tranquility meditation, we develop it, and at the same time, there is some kind of mechanism that you have to handle your mind when you go deeper. So that is what that mechanism called the vipassana. Just observing something, you're not going to see. So you have to have some kind of different behavior, character, attitude to see things. That attitude is how you have to always look and see how things come to be as they are, rather than having mental structure and matching it with other things. Always you separate from the moment of experience and look into things, how it come to be as it is. In the very first level, through the tranquility meditation, you recognize things as it is, and then you twist in that very moment. Whatever you see as it is, then you go back, you go around it and see how it came to be as it is. That is where you go deeper, deeper, deeper. And that is where you see all the details. That details you're not going to find anywhere. Why? Because it can't bring it to words. It can't bring it to label. There are certain properties you can't bring it to papers. It can access only by observing and recognizing. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say so Patveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And do nothing extra. Just observe it carefully. So bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. Your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Tavata cha ammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabbha dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.